perks of having vintage lenses, never being able to tell if they are in focus. Right, well, it's been a while. So, a few things that are different. I am in university now. I am in the wonderful city of Leeds, which is out that window there. Welcome to the absolute enigma of white balance that is my room. And, yeah, hopefully the start of a new and prosperous year. Sure, it has been a month and I haven't made any videos yet, but that is going to change now with the new series which I've come up with, which might be good, might be not, who knows. When I look for car news online, especially in videos, I find that people tend to sensationalise it, shout and loud intros and dubsteppy music and all this to sort of grab your attention, where it's kind of, you're just wanting to find out what type of cylinder head is in the new Astra. But basically, what I'm looking to make is a weekly or so roundup of the past week or so car news and have a talk about it, have some opinions. I very much want this to be kind of a discussion, so if you have any ideas or opinions on what I say or anything that's brought up, please do leave them down in the comments. I'm meant to be recording these in the morning where I'm just kind of getting ready, and so kind of the first thing you look at is kind of like, you know, when someone on a Sunday morning would open the newspaper and read up on the past week's news. This is what we're doing here, me and you. Just having a look over the past week and seeing what we find. So, the first thing that grabbed me this week, or so, maybe it was last week, it doesn't matter. The new Toyota Supra. It is powered by a 3-litre BMW straight 6, mated to an 8-speed automatic BMW gearbox. Now, everyone knew that this was going to be a BMW influence, and like brands had come together to create the Z4 and the Supra, and people did kind of see it as an opportunity for it to get some kind of nice luxury features, and possibly for it to go well, because BMW have a lot of money, Toyota has a lot of money, so hopefully that means that they'll create something very good together. It came out, and the internet lost its fucking mind. And I mean, it's got 340 horsepower, it does 0 to 60 in 4.3, it is no slouch, but people seemed, it was doomed from the beginning that people already wanted to hate it before it even came out. What I see is everyone moaning about the fact that,
oh, it's BMW, oh, it's not the real Supra, oh, it's not what we wanted it to be.
But the kind of thing is that the Supra over the last 20 years or so has had such iconography. It has become the sort of pedestal of JDM, like the peak, the best JDM can get. How are they supposed to match that? One of the arguments was, oh, it doesn't look like the FT1 concept. Oh, it doesn't look like the concept car. What car does? For people to compare it to the FT1 and say, oh, it doesn't look the same, you've got to think that a concept car is made of a designer stretching their legs and sort of saying, oh, what would I like this to look like? Then they have to go through all the regulations of all the world, finding out of sort of this has to be a bit higher over there so it meets crash regulations over there, and in this country it has to go through all of that to end up where it is as the final production car. I mean, it's kind of inevitable it wasn't going to look like the FT1 concept because the FT1 was a concept car. I mean, looking at it now, the interior, that was never going to get built. And you've got to think that, essentially, I think what I'm trying to say is don't write it off before anyone's driven it or people know what it's like. Yes, it has an automatic gearbox, but everyone is buying automatics at the moment, so you can't blame them for realising that the most demand is going to be for automatic gearboxes. And sure, it doesn't look like the concept car, but what does? Look at, like, this. Or this, or that. I mean, in fact, that was probably for the better. Yeah, okay. I'll give them that. Yeah, that one was for the best. I think one thing to note is that we shouldn't write it off just because it's got BMW underpinnings. BMW are great makers of cars. They make great sports cars. And let's think, what BMW engine car in the last 30 years has actually been pretty good and successful? If you want to know more about the BMW Supra thing, and the whole debacle, I think you should check out Misha's video over here. He is a YouTuber from the Nürburgring who does great content. You should definitely go and subscribe to him. He has actually got a Supra on order, and when it came out and all the backlash happened, he made a great video about why, kind of similar to my point, why it's not necessarily a bad thing that it has BMW underpinnings. Another significant car release that happened over the last couple of weeks is the Lamborghini Huracan Evo. It is the all-new, kind of not really, update for the Lamborghini Huracan that will come out this year. So, the differences on the Evo is that it has 30 more horsepower, up to 630, a similar number to the Performante, which it replaces, presumably. And additionally, other than the new body and slightly updated interior, it has four-wheel steering, which presumably has been sort of technology filtered down from the Aventador S. I need a tea refill, hang on. back. I mean, overall I do like the changes, but it'll probably depreciate like a stone and make even more fake crackles, so... I mean, is that necessarily a bad thing, the last one? I'll leave that up for debate, given the fact they're sort of added and it can feel a bit odd. I do like the updates to the body, however I do feel some of them could be a bit derivative from the current supercar sector. Maybe. I mean, inevitably they are going to make a faster version of it, sort of a Performante of the Evo, so maybe you could wait for that, or indeed you could just buy a Performante, because I think the Performantes have come down in value to about the point where they're the same price as the Huracan Evo anyway, and it'll probably be faster, and I think it looks better, to be honest. So, Amos Menin, in conclusion, get a Performante instead. News from Crew, which is not something I ever thought I'd say. Bentley are teasing a release of a new car that will be unveiled at the Geneva Motor Show in March to celebrate their centenary, their 100 years of Bentleying. I mean, to be honest, I've got no idea what it's going to be. It could be a convertible Continental GT, a racing Mulsanne, a convertible Bentayga. And I mean, that sounds ridiculous, and it would look horrible, but then again, other people have tried that before. Rather depressing news from the UK is that grey has now been confirmed as the most popular car colour that is on the roads today. Most cars sold are grey, which, I mean, it is a bit disappointing, to be honest. I do like colourful cars. I think it adds a lot of character to a car to have colour, and yeah, I think grey can be a nice colour in certain circumstances, but not the most popular car. Everyone just cares about resale. Sort of, they don't want to pick it in an interesting colour because they're worried about resale. Stuff your resale, get a colourful car, don't do what I did and buy something that's grey and boring. In the last week, the 24 Hours of Daytona happened at Daytona. It was a race I watched about 2 hours of and then got extremely bored. I can't hack kind of endurance racing. I mean, I probably could if I was there, but just on TV it's a bit... Camera turned off, now we're back. Don't know how much of that was cut off, but here we are, back again. It rained for pretty much all of the 24 hours and led to multiple spin-offs, crashes, kind of the inevitable, but an F1 legend fought the fierce conditions and managed to come out on top. We will dearly miss him in the 2019 season, it won't be the same without him. Also, Fernando Alonso was present. Land Rover also announced that the two-door Range Rover SV Coupe, the one that no one really asked for but they brought it to the Geneva Motor Show anyway, is going to be cut before it's even been brought out on the road. It was going to cost £250,000 before options, and they said options could add another 100 grand, so I can kind of see why not that many people wanted to buy them. Because I think really if you're looking for a £350,000 luxury SUV, you might want to go elsewhere, because I think that's been already covered. So guys, this is the end of the first episode of Clutch the Caffeine. If you did enjoy it, please do leave a thumbs up and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you want to see in future episodes, and I will see you guys later.